Today on America's Court with Judge Ross.
I assessed the situation, everything looked clear. I went to go pump the gas, I was still on that conversation, and all of a sudden, from behind, somebody came up to me, snatched my cell phone, ran off.
In my courtroom, it's about equity and fairness. Did you slap him?
I did slap him.
Stop. In that scenario, who should pay for it? Justice should be more than just some foreign concept. I actually want you to learn something. You don't provoke people when they're dealing with issues involving their mental health. Now, as a parent, that's the takeaway.
Fair, firm, compassionate. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Sasha Carruthers claims she was robbed during a late-night gas station stop and says the owner is at fault for not having enough security. Ms. Carruthers is suing Amir Farkoushi in the amount of $3,009.99.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Sir, Deputy Thomas. Ms. Carruthers, you want $3,009.99, and you want Mr. Farkoushi to pay for it because you had a loss while being at the gas station. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about what happened, because it sounds like it was traumatic.
It was very traumatic. I drove to the gas station on the night of April 14th.
Yes, ma'am.
And I was getting there later than I normally do. It's tax season. I'm an accountant, so it's a very busy time of the year for me. Normally I go during the day just, to regard my own safety, but yes. I went later at night that night.
What time are we talking about?
It was close to 11:30.
Okay.
When I got there. And after I got there, I was about ready to go out and pump my gas. I got a call from a client. I couldn't find my earbuds, so I just kind of took the call and thought I'll just quickly pump my gas. I assessed the situation, everything looked clear. I went to go pump the gas, I was still on that conversation, and all of a sudden, from behind, somebody came up to me, snatched my cell phone, ran off. I screamed for help. Nobody came.
Was Mr. Farkoushi at the gas station at the time?
He was inside.
All right. Do you recall what happened? Did you see anything as it was unfolding, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. I did not see anything as it was unfolding. We were doing inventory inside the store that evening, and when I heard the woman scream, that's when I looked over. She came to the store, and immediately I called 911 as soon as she told me what happened.
Yes.
I stayed with her. I offered to use my cell phone if she needed to call someone because she was very distraught, very shaken up by what had happened. Mm-hmm. And I even stayed with her until her husband arrived, so she would hopefully feel safer with someone around her. And then when she left in her car, her husband followed her, and as they left, I told her if she needed any help that I'd be willing to help her with like a police statement or something like that.
Is that consistent with what you recall?
Yes, I mean, when I went in, I did have to go inside in order to get any help. As I said, I was screaming outside for help and nobody was coming because their security system is not good. And so by the time I went inside...
You're assuming that they didn't respond to you because of the security system. Mr. Farkoushi just said they were doing inventory. So if they're in the back portion of this particular establishment, they may not have been able to hear you. Part of your issue is you have a problem with the fact that they didn't have enough security.
Well, yeah, it was almost 11:30 at night by the time that this happened.
Are you open 24 hours, sir?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Had there been prior incidents where there was a situation where a customer was in distress?
No, sir. This was the first incident that occurred.
Do you have any reason to believe, Ms. Carruthers, that this had happened on other occasions?
I mean, I think that security system needs to be beefed up because anything can happen. I mean, I felt secure in this
What are you
account.
basing that on?
Just my own
Do you normally
experience.
use this particular gas station?
Yes, I use this particular gas station.
Was this the only time you had used that gas station in that hour of the night?
Yes, usually I go during the day.
Okay. When you talk about the fact that security needs to be stepped up, a little bit more beef to that security, what do you think that additional security would have done in that particular situation?
Well, I mean, somebody needs to be checking what's going on outside the gas station.
Is what I'm hearing that there should be a security guard outside to assist people? Is that what you're thinking?
Either that or someone actually paying attention to what's going on outside their business because their customers are out there
If
getting
someone's
gas.
on the inside watching a security camera and out of the blue, some unknown person runs over, grabs your phone, and runs off, what would the person inside, what could they have done other than to say, oh, wow, this just happened? What would the expectation from your standpoint be for them to do?
Well, they could have come out and helped me quicker. We could have identified who took my cell phone.
Okay. All right.
Coming up on America's Court.
What was it that you were experiencing after this happened?
I had a lot of trouble sleeping at night, nightmares, constant paranoia, paranoid over my safety.
And later.
So you can see that's our
I don't need to see anymore.
kitchen table.
I got it. You have some explaining to do.
If you'll be in the Los Angeles area and want to bring your case to court, call 1-888-552-6878. This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Sasha Carruthers, who is suing Amir Farkoushi for property loss and emotional distress.
What's your response to that, sir?
Yeah, we do have cameras inside of the store.
You do?
Unfortunately, we don't have them outside, although after this incident, we've added more lighting and cameras outside of the store as well, since this was the first incident that occurred. So that we hopefully will, avoid something like this in the future.
Where's the $3,009.99 come from?
That's for replacement of my cell phone and also for the therapy that I had to do because of this incident.
And why do you, are you the owner of the establishment, sir?
Yes, sir.
And why do you feel as though the owner should pay for that cell phone and therapy? Because you went to therapy, you were traumatized by the situation. Okay.
Well,
do you have proof of your cost here? In terms of
Yes,
the
I have it. I have it all
Please,
right
I'd like
here.
to see that.
Take everything. You want to give them?
There's the cell phone. There's the therapy.
You want to give them that?
Sure, you can.
Okay, let me give you everything.
Tell you what, I'll take everything.
Will you take everything? I'm going to give you everything.
Sure, why not?
You sure?
Okay, so this iPhone Pro, we're looking at the costs associated with that. Oh, you had several sessions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You had 12 sessions.
Yes, I had to go twice a week for the first month, and then it was once a week for the second month.
Okay. What was it that you were experiencing after this happened?
I had a lot of trouble sleeping at night, nightmares, constant paranoia, paranoid over my safety everywhere I went. I just felt nervous, lots of anxiety. I was asking my husband to even go to the gas station for me after, for a while, because it just traumatized me. It really shook me up.
This was the police report, the incident report that was filed. Okay. Mr. Farkoushi, you don't feel as though you should have to pay anything? I saw the email exchange between the two of you, and that's, you basically asked him before you came to court, and you said, pretty much with all due respect, I don't feel as though I'm obligated to pay you anything.
Yes, Your Honor. I feel very bad that this happened, especially on my property.
Of course.
But we have signs clearly labeled on our pumps that say, do not use your phone while you're using, the gas. And she was on her phone while this incident occurred, so she wasn't aware
Why
of
do you
her
have
surroundings.
that signage?
It's for safety reasons, because if any electronic sparks or anything, it can actually cause a fire if it touches the gasoline.
You know what? I actually have seen that at stations. But that safety issue has nothing to do with the situation that happened here. That's more from a standpoint of the transmission between the phone and the pump could cause an explosion or cause some sort of injury.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right. That didn't happen.
Correct.
Is it fair to say that your perception of this circumstances, had she not been on the phone, this could have been avoided?
I believe if she was more aware of her surroundings, it probably would have less likely been to happen.
And what do you base that on?
I base that if you're aware of what's going on around you, you can be a little more secure in what you're doing. So if you're distracted when you're doing something, there's a higher risk of something happening.
What's your response to that? Do you think that's a legitimate point?
Well, if it wasn't my phone, it could have been my purse. It could have been my wedding ring. It could have been anything. And there just needs to be better security.
But your wedding, you're not necessarily gazing at your wedding ring.
No, I'm just saying.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're all in your purse when you're at the gas station, and especially at night, and it's dark, and you're by yourself, And you know that we are living in times where you just can't take for granted that you're safe at any given moment, right? Okay, you all are from Florida. They have something called the gas station security law, and it applies to convenience stores. They have to, especially between the hours of 11 p.m. and 6 a.m., they have to take measures to prevent these types of things happening. Those measures would include better lighting, security video, actual guards, and they have to do these things. And if they don't, you're subject to a $5,000 fine, and you are open to being held responsible in the event of negligence for your lack of doing that. Based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the gavel is going to come down in favor of the defendant and not the plaintiff, because you are only required to do those things once you've been put on notice that a situation has occurred. If there had never been a situation before at the gas station and you don't have any proof to establish it, no police reports, no news articles that saying at the corner of such and such and such and such. So now that he was put on notice, legally he did what needed to be done to protect himself from liability. That doesn't, however, cover your costs. Your matter's dismissed, ma'am. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the defendant. The plaintiff's claim has been dismissed.
I'm very happy with the judge's verdict. I really believe common sense prevailed today.
I'm very disappointed with the judge's verdict. I think we need to be more aware of women's safety in this world, and I'm just going to say, be careful out there, ladies.
Coming up on America's Court with Judge Ross.
Did you say to her, I'm going to need to bring these rats into our apartment, and are you okay with that?
I didn't really talk to her about it before I brought it up.
What?
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. Cosette Dara claims she was forced out of her apartment after her roommate rescued pet rats and says the rodents were allowed to run free in their home. Ms. Dara is suing Edel Dryden in the amount of $2,240.
Ms. Dara, talk to me. Why are you entitled to this $2,240?
My roommate brought rats into our home. And
Now, why would you bring rats into a home, Ms. Dryden?
Well, they're my grandmother's, my late grandmother's pets. And before she passed away, we had tried asking.
Your late grandmother had rats as pets?
Yeah. She loved rats.
She loved those rats, huh?
But I'm not even asking for money to compensate me for the PTSD that
But
I
why did you
probably
agree
have.
to house the rats from the jump?
So I felt bad about the passing of Edel's grandmother.
Yes, and sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
Because anytime you lose a loved one, that's very challenging. When you talked to Miss Dara, did you say to her, I'm going to need to bring these rats into our apartment, and are you okay with that?
I didn't really talk to her about it before I brought them.
What?
Well, I agreed to keep them in my room and out
That's
of
so
sight.
generous and so nice of you.
Yeah, I mean.
And you said to that,
I said, I guess if I never have to see them or smell them, then I guess this is okay.
Coming up on America's Court.
so you consented. And you all are renting.
Under
so was
duress.
Well, why do you feel like you were under duress? I don't get the sense
Because
that.
the rats were right there, like looking at me.
This is America's Court with Judge Ross. America's Court is back with the case of Cosette Dara, who is suing Edel Dryden for negligence.
So you consented. And you all are renting.
Under
so was
duress.
Well, why do you feel like you were under duress? I don't get the sense that...
Because the rats were right there, like looking at me, like pleading with me.
They're like...
They were out having a
Right.
party in the kitchen.
And I want to make...
It was terrible.
You're killing me.
Your Honor,
You said, I got to get out of here.
That's exactly what I said when I stopped screaming. And I actually have video. I took some video.
You have video?
that
Do we have the
day
video monitor?
Because I wanted you to see.
All right, let's take a look at the video here.
So you
Okay.
can see that's our
I don't need to see anymore.
kitchen table.
I got it. You have some explaining to do. What do you want to tell me? Why should you not have to pay for the cost of her having to be out of that apartment while you deal with that situation?
Well, it was like kind of a financial burden to take on the rats because of I had to get a new cage.
It's filed under not her problem.
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about the cost for her being forced to live someplace else while you deal with this situation. And you were gone for how long?
5 days.
Why were you gone 5 days? It doesn't take 5 days to deal with a situation like this.
Well, Idel had to get a new cage. I wasn't sure when that was going to happen.
How long did it take you to get the new cage?
It actually took 2 days for
All
it to
right,
come
so
in.
2 days, she's out of that apartment. I get that. Where did the other 3 days come from?
The other 3 days came from the fact that I think I was still scarred and scared that.
You stayed someplace and you rang up $2,240 for 5 days?
Yes, Your Honor.
Where did you stay?
I have some evidence for you.
Okay, yes. And are you disputing that you should pay her any money?
And I think it would be fair to pay for the 2 days.
Okay.
Judge Ross's verdict when America's Court returns. This is America's Court with Judge Ross.
I actually did some research on this. That place that you stayed at $400 a night was 15 miles away from where you live in Bristol. Were there closer hotels?
There may have been, but I'm not familiar with hotels close to our apartment. I don't stay in
know
hotels.
The answer. Pick me.
By our apartment.
I can tell you. Because I did my own due diligence. This hotel, 115 a night, 1.9 miles away. Beaufort Hotel, 187, 2.1 miles away.
Yes.
You're entitled to compensate her. You know that.
Yes.
All right. So based on the evidence and the testimony before this court, the guy was going to come down in favor of the plaintiff. Ms. Dar is entitled to be compensated for being inconvenienced. She's entitled for 3 days. I'm going to bump it up to $200 a night. Judgment in favor of the plaintiff for $600. That is the order. Case closed.
All rise.
Judge Ross has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant has been ordered to pay $600.
I like you, Idel, but I'm counting down the days till our lease is over so I can be far away from you and those rats. Sorry.
I found it ludicrous that you expected me to pay for your staycation, but I'm looking forward to having my own place with the rats so I can give them a good life.
Follow America's Court on Facebook and Twitter. This has been a production of Allen Media Group.